The truck has been down for almost 2 years. Let's go ahead and do the back tires too. We just came out to the good old boy store. Check out some tires. Check these out. I can get all 4 of these mounted, balanced. He said and tire disposal for $240. That's his asking price, $240 to mount and balance all 4 of them. Patagonia, the ATR. There's another set, Firestone Transforce. He said these $60 a piece. Those got a little bit of cracking on them. I don't know about those. These are quite a bit newer. They look like the rubber is newer. $150 for a set of Nitos, Grapplers. Both of those for the cost of half of one new. I mean, we paid a little bit more for it, but after the tires I've been looking at, I was just kind of thankful to see a name freaking brand. I have Crosstex on mine, and those are a good highway tire. These Grapplers, and they're about half wore out. So whatever, half wore out means that there won't be any tread squirm. That means I can, I like to put it at 80 pounds. Ron likes it a lot lower. Run them a little bit to get the last 200 miles on the truck. That's what I'm doing. I mean, these tires, I don't care about these damn tires. We're just gonna get them and put them on the truck. Just consider it our contribution to the cause to get Ron his truck back. Ron ain't buying none of these tires. Shit about that. Let's just get the truck to where it's safe to drive. And, I mean, I'm not buying the end-all tires, but I'm buying tires that he could roast and do a smoky burnout. Do a smoky burnout right to probably the transmission shop. So we'll just hang out here on the side of the road, nice sunny day, sitting underneath the awning, waiting on some tires. We use the hell out of this liftgate. It is going to need. The liftgate's got a date with the driveway and with a bed. Something. It needs a bed, which that's nothing. A bed is easy. Cab corners aren't too bad. They're starting now, but this is going to need something. I drive it too much. I use it too much. Maybe I got headlights for it. Look what I did to the license plate. Oh, goodness. That's our push truck. I have a big bar that goes in the trailer hitch of any other truck that has a trailer hitch, and then I just push it with that, and you can just push a vehicle down the road. And I've used it for lots of vehicles. Well, god dang it. Okay, get it out here in the sunlight. It's like that crappy mirror they have in the department store. It's got cracks in it. You son of a bitch. Okay, well, it's already mounted. Well, it's better than the old one. The old one was this on the sidewall. This one at least has new sidewall looking, but it does have little cracks in there. So it's not an endless 95 mile an hour ride the speed limiter. This is what all my trucks look like right now. They're waiting to be unloaded, and I don't want to go through any of that until we get Ron's truck done. I'm looking for the oil pressure cap, the pressure tester. I already opened this once and that did not fall out. Oh, that's wonderful. But I'm looking for, I have an oil filter cap somewhere around here. I can't wait. I have a plan that's going to allow me to find anything I need as fast as possible. Oh, look in here. Look at the excursion. Holy goodness. That's Frank's sign. I think we're going to have a wonderful place for that too. Somewhere in here is our test. See, like there's our kit. Somewhere. Damn. I found 6.4 fuel and 6 liter fuel. But no, 6 liter and 6.4 oil somewhere around here. Found it. On something like this, we reuse the O-ring, but we're going to use Ron. Oh, hey, we're going to use Ron's filter. Snap his filter in there. Yep. Once I'm happy enough that it's clean enough to test. Now the problem with doing this, what we've got, I'm testing for oil to bleed off. Okay, so we're a little behind the 8 ball now. We put this in and it's going to bleed off all the oil pressure that I'm wanting to test to see if it's there when we start. So, you know, chicken and the egg. So ideally, I'm just gonna put this on, hope like heck everything is still good with it, it doesn't leak. As long as this gauge still works like it should. I wanna see, because of the rolling start and the stumble that it did on the last cold start, this is another cold start right here. Yeah, in hindsight, I should have shut this off last night and then we had to dig through and find that oil pressure gauge, but I should have put it on last night and then refired the truck and then let it cool with that on it so I could see if it's an oil pressure prime. Because you know, I've never really analyzed what the cold start oil pressure. I mean, I've had some trucks that had gauges, but I've never had a truck that had a gauge. So what we're looking at right now is to see if it's soaking wet. This would tell us if the housing is actually holding oil, if it's submerged, and it is. Okay, good. Well, that's nice.
So that's good.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. A lot of them don't. Alright, now that's good enough for a minute. Let me wipe my hands off before I get this off. This size, miraculously, from using a wrench all the time, changes. So the adjustable wrench is the recommended tool for this, I would say. I don't even know if it's going to start funky. I'm only doing all this because of the funny rolling to start that it did before. Here we go. A little bit of a rolling start, obviously. Holy shit, man. 90 pounds. Go look and see if it's leaking.
Oh, yeah.
90 pounds. Okay, we was debating on, it did roll to a start right there. It's not leaking. 90 pounds, cold oil pressure. We'll find out what the hot pressure is. Rolling to a start, rolling to a start. This thing doesn't really update fast enough to know if it's like a high pressure oil pump that's not building pressure high enough. I had actually considered in my mind to swap out the high pressure pump. I didn't think about that. You know, I don't know if there are varying degrees of pump getting weak or something like that. I just haven't really seen a lot of that. I've seen it in 6.4s, seen it in 03s, not a lot in these. 90 freaking pounds. Sounds like a lot. I don't know if you want to call that. I think that's crap load. The oil pressure switch turns on at 7 pounds. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Built 10 pounds quick. Damn. I mean, that oil pressure is phenomenal. That's a lot. There's 62, which is still a really, really good number. So far, these tires feel wonderful. 48 pounds. Sitting here at almost warmed up idle, probably 160 degrees. Checked out right when I hit the pedal. Oh, all the way to 90. There we go. come down here at hot idle, AC off, see where it settles down to. There's somebody behind me. Almost 30 pounds. Need to, because at hot idle the switch turns on at 7 pounds. Here we go. This is hot running. 82 pounds. We're pulling 82 pounds. That's pretty good. This is hot idle, 32 pounds.
Got new oil filter for it right there. In what, 75 or 100 more miles?
Yeah. It looks good. Looks really good. It's hot though. Yeah. That's great. Let's just take this. Yeah, we're not replacing. We're putting this back in. We're putting this in right here, back in his cap and letting her eat right there. There's the oil in your hand.
Yep, looks good.
This is 350 miles. It has 150 miles to go. And then we'll be taking that filter and the oil and change. Should be later on tonight. 150 more miles and we are going to be ready for the break-in oil change. And hopefully that happens tonight. Two 257-833. Let's fill her up again. I drove almost that tank out. Go back up in the other video and we'll, I don't remember what the odometer was. I can go back and look later, but just needs to fuel. Let's fill it up. Let's see what kind of mileage we got. There has got to be just about zero way that we didn't throw a wheel weight off one of these front tires. Maybe the back too, I don't freaking know. Maybe the back. Yeah, you can see good right here. These are those Advanta, and it's not smooth. It's just not smooth. It's a little lumpy. These are Nitto Dura grapplers. I have put hundreds of thousands of miles on Nitto Dura grapplers. Those are great tires, but I kind of got hosed a little bit. Some of them show a little bit of checking. See, yeah. See that? Damn it, I didn't want that. If you look on the front of these X, whatever brand these are, they don't have it. Well, maybe they do. Just a little. It's actually, I mean, definitely I'm not trying to sell those tires, but they're rolling down the road and I hope I'm not worried. I ran my hand over them. I don't want to be worried about it blowing a damn tire or something like that.
Guess what?
22.499 gallons. That was on the slowest click of the fuel nozzle. That was on the slowest click of the fuel nozzle. 257-833 off of the other one. And we're basically, let me do it one more time.
Hey y'all, this is Chase McDaniel and you're watching Soundbites.
Right there. Okay, 22.
Here's a sneak peek of my new song, Heart Still
We'll call it
Works.
even
This is a great
23
road trip
gallons.
song. This guy.
We got 23 gallons in it. I guess if it's gonna be the last start, let's fire it up. I have lost, because I hooked up the radio, the speaker wire. Ron has a battery cable under there for the amplifier or whatever there is in the back here, and I went to hook it up finally. I didn't hook it up to begin with, and I reset the freaking trip again. So right now where we're going is to 150. Once that gets to 150 miles, we're at break-in. We got the drain pan sitting there waiting. Once I get to there, we'll go back, drop this oil tonight, pull the Fumoto valve completely out, and it'll flush out a lot better than opening the valve. We have a Fumoto valve in it, and I don't want to just open the valve to drain the oil. I want to take the plug out so that it can flush and flow out pretty freaking good. Do not enter. Anyway, take the Fumoto valve out. That way it can flow out pretty good. Get the filter changed. Let it go as long as I can stand it. And then and then fire it back up with fresh oil in it while it's still warm. I don't really want to drain the oil. One would think you'd want to drain the oil and let it sit all night draining, which that could be a thought too that you'd want to do, but this oil pan doesn't get everything out anyway, so you might as well drain it and get the oil pressure built back up while the engine is still hot. That way it'll warm the oil back up. That way all the oil filter and everything gets filled. All I'm saying is I've done it before where you drain the engine and let it drain all night because it's a fresh engine. And then tomorrow morning you got another cold start with no oil in the galleys and no luber plate. So there's a little bit of oil, but not enough. I mean, the oil filter is completely empty. So even though it's going to be like real late, like morning time when we get done, I'm gonna go ahead and fire it back up, shut it off, change the oil, fire it back up, and then shut it off. And holy goodness, I think I'm gonna take these wheels and tires back on the front, have them throw them back on and see if they can be rebalanced. I don't take the whole truck up. I don't like taking the truck up. If I need tires on something, I always take the tires up there. I don't want them banging lug nuts on and doing all kinds of stuff, but it does have a little bit of shaking. So that kind of is a drag. Dang it. That's why I'm going slow. I can't really hammer on it. Can't really go too good. I don't really like the feel of it. It's a little lumpy. Of course, we pumped them up to, I think Julie said 74 to 75 pounds. They're in that range. So I got them pretty solid. All right, this is the last turnaround right here. We're gonna have all the miles on it by the time I get back. Let's take one last little listen. Tires. This last leg under 70, sometimes under 60, depending on how it's shaking. Well, we are 4 miles early. We got all our miles on. Last moving with the break-in oil. We're done. All right, it's pretty freaking late. I just put the new oil filter in. The old one's in the box there. We'll look at that later. Draining the braking oil, and I made a freaking mess. Just a little bitty one at the very end. You sucker. All right, so that's it. That oil's gone. Let's get this fresh oil in right here. Let's get it.